engaging the community since 1970. This is WIS Awareness.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on WIS Awareness. I'm your host, Leland Pender. And this morning we are talking about the Beyond Common Sense Conference in Columbia this weekend. It's an effort to reduce and prevent teen pregnancy in South Carolina. And it's all being led by faith leaders, community leaders, social workers, and counselors and people in similar professions. And joining me now is one of those people that helped put this all together, is one of the conference coordinators, Shirley McClurkin Motley. Thanks for joining us, Shirley.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here this morning. And I want to say, first of all, when this airs, the conference will have happened just the day before, but still wanted to have you on the show to kind of get the word out about what you all are doing. We had Hurricane Michael come through a couple of days ago, so kind of had to postpone our plans here on awareness, but glad to have you here now.
Thank you.
All right, so on the issue of teen pregnancy, despite the trend being on the decline in the United States, the numbers are still pretty high in the country and especially in South Carolina. So tell us about the people you work with and what you hope to accomplish for them with this conference.
Well, I am actually working with social workers, foster parents, church members, church leaders, students, and laypersons. And what we're hoping to accomplish with this conference is education about teen pregnancy, but also education for parents regarding reflective listening and response to young people. I think that that's important because young people don't want to be talked at, they want to be talked to. Mm-hmm. And they have also a desire to have input and feedback in the communication. And so to help teach parents that communication is input, throughput, and output around teen pregnancy is important. We also are hoping to help parents get past the Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head syndrome and teach them how to mobilize their communities.
What is that syndrome? Break that down for us.
Well, the Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head syndrome is pretty much this cookie cutter, in the box kind of approach to teen pregnancy. My mother did it this way, my grandmother, it's okay. We have to get out of that mode, and we have to learn that as parents, we have to take a proactive role. As church leaders, as professionals, we have to be very proactive in how we address teen pregnancy with teens, not for teens, with teens.
Yeah, need some new ideas to really tackle this issue.
That's right.
Let's talk about the issue a little bit here in our state. We have a quick graphic we can pop up here. There has been, well, this is a graphic from DHEC that shows where the issue is, some of the best and worst places for this in South Carolina. By this graphic here, you can see that some of the worst counties for teen pregnancy is Jasper, Colleton, Hampton, Williamsburg, Marion, Dillon, Marlboro, Chester, Union, Lawrence, and Cherokee County. And some of the counties where this is really, it's still an issue, but less of an issue is Pickens, Greenville, York, Abbeville, Fairfield, Richland, Aiken, Bamberg, Dorchester, Berkeley, Georgetown, and Charleston. So kind of based on that information, what can we, glean from that from a geographical standpoint?
Well, a lot of those counties that you mentioned that have a problem but not as large of a problem, I think they have more resources. Resources would be key. And this is why it's important for parents to understand how to go out and mobilize and to do needs assessments and to write grants and to get the resources that are available. The campaign is excellent because they fund such a wide array of programs across the state, and they do look at those areas that don't have the success rates as the other larger counties right now.
And you're talking about the campaign to prevent teen pregnancy
Yes.
here in our state.
Yes.
And they have some information out there that shows some of the biggest strides on this issue have been made in the African American community, where they have seen a decrease of 83% over the last a little more than 2 decades here, from when it peaked in the early 1990s. So again, the birth rate down in our state by about 70% since the early 90s. Again, 83% for African Americans between 15 and 17. And currently, the latest data shows teens 18 to 19 account for 75% of all teen births. So this is good information. It's progress, but, you know, there's still more to be done.
Yes, there's a lot more to be done. And I'm a person who really believes in empowerment. And this conference is all about empowering people to be active, to mobilize, and to energize their churches, their communities, churches to be involved in working with families, not just my family. This conference is not about just my church. It is far-reaching because we are all one in South Carolina, and our teens will impact each of us, whether they're doing well in school and they are not, engaging in risky behavior, or whether they are not doing so well in school, and whether to some extent they are engaging in risky behavior. They're our teens.
We'll talk more about that here in the next segment. Also more about the conference itself and who you're working with to kind of put all of this together. Again, it's happening October 20th in Casey. We'll be right back here on WIS Awareness.
It's no fun when you have a car and it's broken and you can't pay for it to get it fixed.
It's only a matter of time until your check engine light comes on, or worse yet, your car needs repair. That could mean a big surprise auto repair bill. Those repairs are more expensive than ever. A new engine can be over $5,000. A new transmission over $4,000. That's why it's so important you call CarShield today. CarShield is the #1 auto protection company in the country.
I like CarShield because they were reliable, they were affordable, and they were trustworthy.
Well, I think everybody should have CarShield. Once your manufacturer's warranty is expired, there's just no big bills. If we needed repairs, CarShield was there for us.
Now it's your turn to get the peace of mind that comes with having CarShield, so you can worry less about auto repairs. Call or go online right now to get CarShield for yourself. Friendly, knowledgeable, money-saving representatives are available 24 hours a day. So if your car is 20 years old or newer, just tell us the make and model of your car or truck to get an instant plan quote. In a matter of minutes, you can be covered.
I was elated that I had CarShield. I was more than happy.
Here's how CarShield works. When your car needs repair, you take it to your favorite mechanic or even your dealer, and CarShield gets them paid directly. That's why CarShield is America's #1 auto protection provider.
CarShield is just the best thing to take away the fear that when something is going to go wrong with your car, because it will, and CarShield is going to be there to back you up.
My experience with CarShield is that they absolutely come through every time I need them.
If my car breaks down, I can count on CarShield to cover it for me. CarShield definitely has my back.
Now it's the time to make the smart choice and protect yourself from sky-high auto repair bills. Call now for a free and instant protection plan quote. It's only a matter of time until repairs are needed, and once your car breaks down, it's too late.
Call 1-800-731-1906. That's 1-800-731-1906.
Look at this. That building is collapsing as we speak.
Help is getting to victims of Hurricane Hugo.
These are waters that will continue to rise.
For 65 years.
This is Charles. They're getting battered right now.
Power lines are down, trailers overturned.
We have 2 tornadoes ripped through this community.
Through every storm.
It's not over yet. We're really in the thick of this.
WIS and the First Alert weather team were there to help you through.
Tremendous amount of snow.
They have never seen flooding like this.
You are the reason we First Alert.
Welcome back this morning. Again, joined by Shirley McClurkin Motley, who is putting on the Beyond Common Sense Conference, an effort to reduce and prevent teen pregnancy here in South Carolina. Shirley, I want to talk to you real quickly. You mentioned some of the environmental factors that contribute to this issue in our state, and how you mentioned like kind of all South Carolina kids belong to everyone. We should all be involved in taking care and preventing this issue. Information, or data rather, from the teen pregnancy prevention campaign in our state shows that black males in public high schools in South Carolina admit or report being sexually active at a higher rate than white males enrolled in public schools in South Carolina. The numbers here are 79% for black males and 53% for white males. So of course you think teen pregnancy, you think about women and girls, obviously, but there's another very obvious component as well with young men.
Yes. Yes. That is why we invited fathers. We have fathers coming to this conference. And we are definitely going to be addressing that issue. Males make babies. The female is the host. So she carries the baby. So when we began to look at teen pregnancy, I think we've been remiss in educating our young men. And not just in educating them about the way to protect themselves and their partners, because there's a whole lot of other things that can take place, but also about male sexual responsibility. So far, I think that we've all dumped it on the young girl as if it's all her fault. And it's not. A sandwich has 2 slices of bread.
Sure, it takes 2 to tango, so to speak. You know, what are some of these environmental factors that contribute to males at a young age, at high school age, becoming sexually active and, you know, getting into these situations?
I think one of the problems that we have is that a lot of males don't have male role models in the home. They don't have people with whom they can speak. Years ago, there was a program called Big Brothers, and I guess it's still going on, but years ago, it was very active in the lives of young black men in South Carolina. And also, a lot of the churches had brotherhood, and they still do, but at that time, the males were very responsive to young black males in the congregations. I think we've kind of lost some of that. And I think that males who are in young men's lives have a very important role to play and are more important to those young men than they realize.
There are definitely organizations out there working to address this issue. I can think of just one, the Midlands Fatherhood Initiative. We've had them on the show before. But again, you know, it's true, possibly there needs to be more, you know, just stepping up in a more assertive tactic to kind of talk to young men and boys about this issue. And on the same issue, on the same token, young girls need women as role models, obviously. So tell us, you know, when a young girl comes home or talks to her parents and ends up pregnant between 15 and 19, what is the ripple effect of that on our society and our community at large?
The ripple effect is, well, actually, of course, it's socioeconomic. I mean, you have to think about the cost of caring for a baby, as well as the cost of caring for that adolescent. And we have to also think about young women who, some of them will go on and get a high school diploma, many more now than at one point in the past. But finishing high school, going on to get complete a college degree, those kind of things. Those young girls need help. It bothers me when I hear people putting those young ladies down, calling them derogatory names, and treating them as if they have done something so wrong. We need to be there to support them. We need to be there to educate them. And that is without any limitations on our part or putting barriers on those young ladies. A lot of programs are for girls who are in school, who are doing academically well, who are, you know, but we need more programs for these young women.
At this conference, this is obviously something you guys are working to address directly with the Beyond Common Sense Conference. Tell us about the conference itself. What exactly are some of the things we can look forward to? Workshops, you have some great speakers coming in.
Yes.
What can folks look forward to?
The one thing that I'm excited about is the reflective thinking and listening portion of it. Because oftentimes adults want to, as I said before, talk, act. And this finger is the worst thing that we can do when we're talking with teens. We're going to teach parents and adults to think, to reflect on what it is that they know, that they have heard, and then to engage with the teen. To listen, to think, to listen, and then speak. Not speak first, because I think that a lot of the mistakes are made when adults speak first. So that's very important to me, and we're also going to do a focus group around that. I have 3 different sets of focus group questions, and we'll divide the attendees into 3 groups. And those focus group questions will each one hone in on a specific aspect. I'm actually doing one myself. It's important that we conduct research-based or research-driven conferences. And we also have at the beginning of the day, we will have a questionnaire, 8 questions. It's a reflective, listening questionnaire. Questions like, do I speak before I process? Those kind of things. Because parents love their children, but they tend to come off so wrong.
It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have parents. I've been younger.
And what do kids always say? But you're not listening to me.
Right, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I think that we have to be taught to listen.
Hey, real quickly, tell us more about really who's behind all of this. I know it's a combination of, like I said earlier, faith leaders and community leaders. Yeah. Who's really putting this together? And I know you got a grant to help put this on as well. Yes, well, again, and I call it the campaign. The South Carolina Campaign to Prevent Teen Pregnancy is the implementer or the initiator of all of this. And our church wrote a grant. And it was just visions in my head that I put to paper. And it's your second time doing the conference? It's the second time. Right, and hopefully not the last. It's the second time. All right, a quick break here this morning on WIS Awareness. We'll have more on the Beyond Common Sense Conference coming up here in just a few minutes.
In 9 seconds, a careless driver is going to hit me. I'll be hurt. I'll be out of work, but I won't be afraid. When disaster strikes, I'll call all nines.
You may not see it coming, but when disaster strikes, call George Sink Injury Lawyers and all nines.
When I was young, I wanted to be like my dad and my grandfather. They were men among men. If you think about longevity, I know that this tool is going to last.
Search SDIHL or visit steeldealers.com.
Promote what makes your business great with Vistaprint. Whether it's a business card, a banner, or a postcard, we have the paper stocks, sizes, and design options to create marketing that's right for your business. Give it a try with 500 standard business cards starting at just $9.99 when you use code VP500 at Vistaprint.com.
We've got to sell so many new Chryslers and Jeeps at Galliano and Gracetown. It's scary, so we've slashed our prices to the bone. 2019 Jeep Grand Cherokees up to $10,000 off. Lease a new 2018 Compass for $99 a month. New 2018 Jeep Wrangler just $299 per month. Right now, pay later with zero payments till April 2019. Plus, we'll take any trade in any condition. No trade-in is too scary. Jeep Adventure Days at Galliano Chrysler Jeep on Gracetown. Call 779-7300 or click GallianoSC.com.
I'm Attorney Joe.
I've served all my life. I was a school teacher. I served our country as a Marine. And now George Sink Injury Lawyers serves you. Need help? It's easy. Call all nines. We look forward to serving you.
Stay ahead of the storm. Download the free WIS First Alert Weather app today. Sponsored by Rushes.
Welcome back this morning. Talking about this teen pregnancy conversation. Shirley, in your efforts and the efforts of the South Carolina campaign to prevent teen pregnancy, where do condoms and contraception and abstinence all fit in when you're talking to these teens and their families?
Actually, we talk about it all. If there are parents who don't want to hear information about contraceptive and condom, we will take them out of the group into another area so that they don't have to hear it.
Okay,
and we will talk to them one-on-one or small group on one. But we talk about all of it.
Are these awkward or just kind of touchy conversations sometimes?
Sometimes they can be. Sometimes they can be. But I'm very forthright in what I do. And I'm very dedicated in what I do. And so, therefore, I think for a child who is already sexually active, I can't sit back and talk abstinence to that child or to that teen. I have to give that teen information that will help her or him not become a parent.
Right.
And that's very important to me. I don't care if they're in the church. I don't care where they are. We have to speak truth to whatever the problem is. I've heard people say speak truth to power. I say speak truth to problems. Because if we don't do that, we're not going to ever have a solution to the problems that our young people are facing.
Again, it's the Beyond Common Sense Conference. It's an effort to reduce and prevent teen pregnancy in South Carolina. I want to remind you the conference is actually happening Saturday, October 20, and this will air after it's happened.
Yes.
We had Hurricane Michael come through a few days ago, and that kind of put a wrench in our plans here on awareness to get the word out about the conference. But still wanted to have Shirley come in to talk about your efforts with the South Carolina Teen Campaign to Prevent Pregnancy and this conference, because even though this is happening right now, you guys do a lot of stuff kind of over time and throughout the year in the way of education efforts on this issue.
Yes, we do. And I'd like to take a second to just thank all of the members of my church, because if it wasn't for them, this would never have come to pass. They have come together shoulder to shoulder, everyone working together, and we work as a circle, and I like that. We have done workshops. We have 5 sister churches, and we all come together and we do workshops. We've done workshops on human trafficking. We've done workshops on grants writing. We've done all types of workshops. And we have also worked with young people with their academics, working with them to help them if they need any assistance. I'm an educator. I teach college. So I can always sit down and counsel young people about what they need to be thinking about when they're applying for college. Where do I need to look for financial aid? So we counsel young people in our churches on how to apply for college and how to access financial aid. And once I get in college, what do I need to do to stay there?
Keep good grades.
But also
stay focused on school.
That's exactly right.
Right, of course. And really, it's all kind of works together. It really all is a piece of a really big pie.
Yes,
and,
it is.
One good thing there contributes to another good thing later.
That's right.
As, preventing someone from having a child before they're ready.
Exactly. And we have a workshop called, an activity called Putting the Pieces Together. And you just summed that up quite well.
Oh, there's a lot. Okay, great. I'm glad I had the forethought to know what to say there. There's a lot going on at this conference. Again, you guys are active all throughout the year with these issues.
Yeah.
Got a couple more minutes here. Tell me about the keynote speaker for the event this year. Carrie P. I believe.
Yes.
P-E-A-Y.
P-E-A-Y.
And she works with Palmetto Health Hospital here in the Midlands.
Yes.
What do you think she's going to bring to this conference, and what's she going to say that people need to hear?
I know that she's going to talk about statistics, some of the statistics that you went over. And she's also going to talk to the parents about making sure that their young people are getting good medical help. Come with them when they have their doctor's visits. And be with them even when they come in for labor and delivery. We need to support them. We don't have children to ignore or throw away. And that's going to be her focus, is to help parents realize, although we are a church, we have to do our mission work in our home with our children.
No matter what or the circumstances.
That's exactly right.
All right. Thank you, Shirley.
Thank you.
We'll be right back here on Awareness.
Get rid of musty odors and excess moisture with Damp Rid.
If your house has moisture problems, Damp Rid fixes it.
I put Damp Rid everywhere there's moisture. It's easy to use and it works great.
Damp Rid moisture absorbers eliminate the excess moisture that causes musty odors and lasts for up to 60 days.
The moisture in this Damp Rid bag means no musty odors on my clothes.
It's amazing how Damp Rid pulls all this moisture out of the air to prevent moisture damage in my basement.
Rid your house of musty odors and excess moisture.
Get rid of dampness with Damp Rid.
Throughout South Carolina, you see it. Business is growing and companies are finding the tools, resources, and partnerships to thrive. For 30 years, SCMEP has equipped small and medium-sized manufacturers with the resources to grow. Whether you need workforce development, continuous improvement, or supply chain optimization, we're here with SCMEP. You have a partner that provides innovative strategies, because in South Carolina, the future is now. Make the future yours at scmep.org.
If a dirty CPAP is making you sick, you're not alone.
I was getting sinus infections because I wasn't cleaning my CPAP properly. And that continued until I got my SoClean.
SoClean is the world's first automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. It kills 99.9% of all CPAP germs and bacteria that can build up in your mask, hose, and reservoir.
I don't have to push a button or anything. I just put the mask in the chamber, close the lid, and it runs automatically. SoClean has been a lifesaver.
SoClean works on all popular CPAP machines and masks. Try it risk-free for 30 days. Even shipping is free. Call 1-800-413-3879 to take advantage of this limited time offer.
If you get a CPAP machine, don't even take it home until you have your SoClean machine right with it, because they are a marriage made in heaven.
Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. Even shipping is free. Call 1-800-413-3879 or go to trysoclean.com.
Stay ahead of the storm. Download the free WIS First Alert Weather app today. Sponsored by Rushes.
Thanks for joining us again this morning, and thanks again to Shirley McClurkin-Motley, who is coordinating the Beyond Common Sense Conference, an effort to reduce and prevent teen pregnancy. It's happening this year on the 20th, but again, if you want to learn more about the conference, feel free to reach out, because they're active all year in these education efforts. And that's our show for today. Have a great rest of your morning. This has been Awareness.
Adoption.